Oh, prelim final time at Domain Stadium. The Fremantle Dockers taking on the Hawthorn Football Club as we get ready for a couple of very, very nice preparing hours. And then we get the game called, and my main man's only just sat in his chair for the first time and he's already got the whinge up. What's wrong with it?
Hey, great to be here, Jimmy.
What's wrong with your chair?
Well, look at it. It's wobbly.
Wobbling around. You like him like that?
No, I do. It's good to be here.
Spud's here. He's you come a Friday night specialist.
I'm up, but I was a bit flat early on today. But anyway, we won't.
We'll
we
get
won't
to that
talk
in just a
about
moment.
that.
I think we need to. Purple's here as well, of course.
Hello,
Jimmy
boys.
This is your time of year too, Purple. I think you're a Perth specialist. I think you got the nostrils slightly flared. You've got a view to later on tonight, and I think you're going along nicely,
Well,
Purple.
you tell me you've got later on sorted out, Jim, so I'm keen to see where you do take us.
Just got a couple of bases covered for us if we need to go anywhere near anything. But how did the flight over go? Because I was on a different aircraft, given the rush hour. How did you lot travel?
It was good for a
I've
couple
been
of
at a massage therapist for 5 hours.
Where come?
Oh, my knees. I've just been able to pull them out of my armpits. So
Jim,
I'm in shock. Well,
as you know, Jim, it was a late night for us.
It was.
So very late after. There were lots of different stuff.
Yes.
So minimal hours sleep.
Yes,
So,
me too.
Up very early, beat the traffic out
Yes.
to the airport. And I wandered into, for a quiet sit into the more exclusive area.
On the craft?
No.
Oh, yes,
In the
yes.
lounge.
In the lounge, yes.
Got myself a boiled egg and a cup of tea.
Nice.
Sat down, and then lo and behold, in comes a wok fry.
What?
Oh, Warrior sits
What into your
himself
better bit?
right into my space.
What things are you doing in there?
Into the better
There's
stuff.
a Nipsey area at the front.
We normally leave them out the front there
Come
and
on.
pick them up on the
On
way
the
through.
way through,
That's
sweep 'em
it.
up.
So he sits down next to me, and I said, "How'd you get in?" And he with a flourish, pulled out of his back pocket and just went, "Have a look at this."
Don't tell me it was a 2A or something.
4A for the long flight over, and I said,
How has that happened?
no, this
This
is
is the new status, Jim.
where's the man that's normally welded right to your shoulder?
Yes,
'Cause
down
they're-
the back.
Well, they're a double team, and he goes,
Yeah.
I'm not telling Spud. I'm not going to tell him, and I'll just get on the plane, and Spud will keep walking, and I'll just peel off.
because what happened was I got on early. I was running a bit late, so I quickly waddled down to the end of the runway and got on. And when I got to the valet, they said, "Yeah, there's someone else sitting next to you." So when I
Yes.
sat down, there's a spare seat
Right.
in 44B.
Oh.
Actually, I think it was 88. Could have been 89.
It was more than 44
Anyway, when there was a spare seat, I thought, okay, wok fry is going to bore me senseless for 4 hours, but I can put up with it just to give a little bit of humour and, talk about the game tonight. Nothing.
So
And-
he texts Warrior.
No, I texted him, but then I saw, out of the corner of my eye, I saw these big brows come down the aisle, and I thought, Gary Lyon's got to be following those eyebrows.
No.
And he's poked his head around. He's gone, "Oh, Spud, you won't believe it." I said, "What?" And I was a bit sort of taken back by it. And I thought, "Gee, what's happening?" Get for the life jacket. He said, "Warriors in 4B." I said, "What?"
Spud.
So I marched up to the front of the plane, and I said to the hostess, "What is going on?"
And what happened?
Well,
She
She
said,
kicked you out.
"Get back there, 86." Dawn Fraser.
I had my arms between my legs, head between me. Anyway, whatever it was.
What your brand?
Well, it took a hammering, like a good stock. It went down about 20 points, and it was still flat when I got off the plane.
I thought the way you've been tracking, that
Well,
you would be a certainty. To
Now,
be
I would know, but I thought it was in his contract, but then I did a little bit of homework.
He told me it's
No.
he's in
No,
the finals
no,
contract.
that's
It's
what
in my
he-
new contract.
That's
mate.
what you told me, Warrior, but I've found out through a very good source, you just use your points to get upgraded. Now, my points are for my wife.
Are they?
Well, when we travel, I expect her to go up the front,
Right.
and I'll go up with her, so I save it for that. I don't do it
Yes.
for myself. But Warrior has taken upon himself to use the family's points to upgrade himself. That's a disgrace, Warrior.
And Jim,
Yes.
Anyway.
you're comfortable in the environment.
Very.
I did have to try and point a few things out to Warrior.
Oh,
yes.
he wouldn't have known much about
He
it.
didn't know where to plug his
That's
headset
it, he
in.
wouldn't have known
He
any
couldn't
of
get
that.
his table out. The
That's
lady,
it.
he keeps looking over and he goes,
Oh, please.
they just offered me a smoothie.
That's
I've had
it.
coffee before we've even taken off.
Yeah,
I said, Warrior, stop
That's
annoying
it.
me, will you, please? And-
Those little bags they give you with the hand creams, and
Yeah,
you wouldn't have seen
no.
any of that before.
And then he pushed the seat back and it got past
Oh.
about the 80 degrees and just went
Oh.
back and back and back. He said, he's yelling out, I'm lying down.
So I waited for a while, and I was sort of down the back, and I thought, I'll
Oh,
wait till
lovely.
Warrior goes to the toilet. So he went to the toilet, so I quickly ran up the front and sat in his seat and put the seatbelt on that time.
Oh.
So when he come back, well, when he come back, he said, move. I said, try and move me.
What happened then, Purple?
No, well, he found his way down the back of the
No,
plane.
I got up. I
The
got up.
hostesses actually weren't too happy with you
No.
doing this. But
No, I'll
in
tell you
all
what, a
honesty-
few of the passengers were happy to see me up there.
I
Especially
don't
a
think
couple of
I
them.
don't
No.
think they were.
No,
No,
they
there was a couple there that
No.
were
And
more
then,
than happy to see me.
Gary
They were
had
quite
spent-
surprised, JB. I was down the back.
I
but
am
anyway.
too.
But I just said I'm a man of the people on this flight, and I'll get down there and just we had a great game of
Great, he's
crossword.
in a seat of four and he's stuck right in the middle.
Look,
Oh,
there was one. Oh, I hope he's not listening. There was one gentleman.
Oh, no.
You know when you see him come down the aisle.
Yep.
This guy's got to learn to say no at the dinner table because anyway he anyway
Oh,
he,
no,
put
that'll
his,
do.
he put his bag up and I thought, oh please don't sit next to me. And when he sat down,
Oh, no. Half his guts landed in your lap.
his muffin that was hanging over his belt was sitting on my elbow.
Oh, come on.
I said, come on.
You can't be expected to put up
Oh, I
with
couldn't put up with that. I said, Hosty, I need some underarm for a few people around
that.
here at the
Well,
moment.
I've got the Nikons on the boys out there just having a walk around the oval. I was on Virgin, of course, so therefore quite a few of the Hawthorn staff were on that plane with me, Purple.
Yep.
And as I was sitting there, a man I've got in the Nikons right now, Big Monkey, came walking down. Fair dinkum, he had a leg in each aisle. Yes. He blanked out the front of the plane, the big man. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm surprised you're up the back, Spud. I must admit, I would have thought this time of year would have seen you elevated.
Well, I thought Uncle Lee Simons would have sort of done the right thing. And,
Well, I can
anyway.
tell you, Jimmy, it was when we were on the corner slot. Brand spanking new bird it was, and you could
nice.
lie the whole flat out.
And you trolled the bed out for a good 3 hours of the 4-hour
Well,
flight.
I only
course
had
he
a
did.
couple of hours.
Horizontal, Jim,
I
after he
snoring like a water
Of
bison.
course he did.
he'd had a couple of admirers on the plane too.
And of course, we've got.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
We're all here to pack, Jim. I'm
Come
just
on.
checking in. They're all here. Teddy Wheeler, this is his hometown.
It is.
Teddy,
Yeah.
like Teddles. Chaos and Gordy Brown, they're all up and about.
Deb Cannon.
Oh, Deb.
Yep.
She still shattered after Adelaide loss. So
Yep.
she might be a slow starter tonight. But yeah, they're loving the new pecking order, Spud. They think Warrior has just jumped right over the
No.
top of you.
No, that's not the
into,
case.
I actually think it is for
No, it's not.
It actually happened a while ago.
No, because I heard the preview and poor old Darcy was fourth. So it introduced you, JB, Gaz, then me, then Das, and then Warrior was like Das is the dag on a sheep's ass.
That was before today, though.
No, this was this morning on the way to the airport.
Yes.
Listen to Triple M's
Yes,
footy on
but
the Friday night and Saturday
But they
night.
hadn't seen the airplane hit the
Yeah, I know
plane.
that, but Warrior is a fly on the end of the dag. So you got a dag on the sheep's backside, and you're like a blowfly on the
I'm
dag.
not sure
Warrior.
where that leaves you, Mr. 84.
I
Benny,
just dislocated my
Spud,
knees.
even Snorkel flew business today.
what?
Keep it going, Warrior. No, you can keep it going, keep leading with your chin. Because I reckon about 12 o'clock tonight.
That's
No.
what we are going.
Oh,
Well,
usually-
what we found
We
out.
want to declare that up front. So
No, just a cup.
Just
Drink
for-
responsibly, of course.
if we're a bit off tomorrow, we just want to put it up front.
we found, yes, exactly. We found out a while back, Gaz, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, that the edict came through from Triple M that it was economy on most legs,
Yeah.
Yes.
unless you were prepared as part of your
Yeah.
remuneration to
That's
make
right.
sure that you went to.
Yep.
And of course, Gary and I both, given the fact that we earn a poultice of money, just said to the
Jim,
station,
Don't
just said to the station,
count
put
me
us-
into that, Jim, please.
put us up in a
That
business.
is a
In fact, I was
disgrace.
insulted that they asked me the question. But anyway, what we found out, Gary,
What?
was Spud couldn't get it past Anita.
No, that's what happened. This is a true story.
He had to fly.
No, this is what happened, JB. I think it was West Coast Carlton, because Lee said, I said, look, the boys are up the front. I'll go up the front. And it was a great trip. You remember that? So about 2 weeks later, the invoice come from beautiful Jill, and of course Anita, and I believe she's got more brains than me. She does all the accounts at home. I get a phone call from Anita. You work for nothing Friday night. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, just got an invoice from Triple M, the Qantas flight, and it's worth more than what you got paid. So I said to Lee,
Oh, no.
is there any chance I can do a few talks with the sales department or something?
See if I can work it off.